I feel nothing, I still live. Even when the sky is silent, He is real. Got on my knees again with nothing but an empty feeling. Every prayer ascending to a ceiling that seems sealed in silence, and the silence had a weight of its own. Every word I sent to heaven felt like talking to a stone. Stone cold quiet on the other end of everything I'm saying. Every night I hit the floor regardless, I kept praying. Praying not because I felt the fire, not because I felt the presence. Every discipline of faith is built inside that kind of lesson. Lesson that the feeling isn't proof of His attention. Every moment heaven's quiet is a moment of intention. Intention of a Father who is working in the background. Every silent season has a purpose in the final sound. Sound of breakthrough always follows seasons of the silence. Every precedent and nothing was just building up the alliance. Alliance between the soul that keeps on kneeling in the darkness. Heaven still hears me, even when the silence feels the hardest. Heaven still hears me, even when I feel nothing. Every prayer I send up, He ain't ignoring something. Something in the silence says He working in between. Heaven still hears me, even when He can't be seen, can't be felt, can't be heard, but He's still there. Every word I send to heaven lands somewhere. No response don't mean no presence, that's the truth. Heaven still hears me, and I got the proof. Faith ain't built on feelings, faith is built on what was spoken. Every silent season in my life was never proof of broken communication. Just a different kind of language. Every answered prayer I ever got started with this anguish. Anguish of the waiting, anguish of the unanswered midnight. Every closet pressing in the silence was the right fight, right fight. Even when the feeling said to stop the kneeling. Every layer of the silence had a purpose in its peeling. Peeling back the surface of a faith that needs no feeling. Every prayer I prayed in silence hit a throne with holy ceiling. Ceiling of a glory I can't access with my senses. Every silent prayer I pray dismantle my defenses. Defenses of a heart that only trusts what it can measure. Every moment heaven's quiet is a moment filled with treasure. Treasure of a faith refined beyond what feelings offer. My faith don't need a feeling, it just needs the Father. Still kneeling even with no answer. Still kneeling even with no answer. Heaven hears me, heaven hears me. The silence ain't abandoning me. Heaven seems far, but it ain't. Silence feels loud, but it's faint. Faint compared to what He's building in the quiet. Every silent season, I refuse to riot. Riot against the process, riot against the waiting. My faith don't need the feeling to keep operating. Operating on the word and not the weather. Every silent prayer I pray just bound us more together. Together in a way that noise can never manufacture. Every quiet season was the most important chapter. Chapter where He shaped the parts they'll never see in public. Heaven still hears me, and the silence couldn't mug it. Heaven still hears me, even when I feel nothing. Every prayer I send up, He ain't ignoring something. Something in the silence says He's working in between. Heaven still hears me, even when He can't be seen, can't be felt, can't be heard, but He's still there. Every word I send to heaven lands somewhere. No response don't mean no presence, that's the truth. Heaven still hears me, and I got the proof. Still on my knees after everything that tried to move me. Every silent season of my life just tried to groove me, groove me, groove me, groove me. And the giving up on what I couldn't feel. Heaven still hears me, and the silence can't conceal. Conceal the God who said He'd never leave or never forsake. Every silent prayer I prayed was more than He could take. Take without responding in His time and in His way. Heaven still hears me, even when He doesn't say it in a way I recognize or understand. Every silent prayer still reaches His right hand, hand that holds the universe, holds every word I whisper. Heaven still hears me, nothing has been missed or overlooked and lost inside the silence. Heaven still hears me, and that's my act of defiance. Defiance against the feeling that He's gone or He's forgotten. Heaven still hears me, every prayer still guiding. Every prayer still guiding. God. Yeah. Wounded but I'm marching, wounded but I'm moving. Every step I take in pain is something I keep proving. Proving that the broken ones don't stop, they just keep going. Wounded but I'm marching and my strength keeps growing. Bleeding from the battle but my feet refuse to stop it. Every wound upon my body add a lesson in the proper understanding that the call don't mean the perfect. Every limp I carry in this march was always worth it. Worth it for the purpose on the other side of suffering. Every damaged soldier on the front line keeps on buffering through the pain, through the weight, through the exhaustion. Every wounded warrior knows the cost of this devotion to a king who never promised it was easy. Every scar across my chest just makes the enemy uneasy. Cause a wounded man who's still marching is dangerous. Every step I take in pain becomes the most courageous. Not because I feel it, I don't feel it. Every broken thing inside me, time and faith will heal it. On the other side of every forward motion. Wounded but I'm marching, that's my only devotion. Gideon had 300 and they weren't the strongest soldiers. Every wounded warrior that God chose just got bolder in the breaking, bolder in the bleeding. Every limp that Jacob carried was the proof of his proceeding. Through the night, wrestling into morning. Every wounded man who kept on marching got the dawning of a glory that the comfortable never witness. Every battle scar I carry is my greatest act of fitness of a faith that keeps on moving when it's damaged. Every wounded soldier still advancing, heaven managed every step I took when I had nothing given. Wounded but I'm marching, that's the evidence of living. Not for comfort, not for easy, not for painless. Every step I'm marching, pain just makes the testimony famous in the halls of heaven where they watch the broken marching. Wounded but I'm moving and I never stopped advancing.
Don't need to feel the strength to march. Don't need the wound to stop the
Heart that beats for him
will find the feet.
Wounded soldiers march,
They don't retreat.
retreat was never written in the blood that bought my freedom. Every wounded step I take is proof that I still need him in the marching, need him in the bleeding. Wounded but I'm marching and he meets me in the proceeding.
Wounded, but I'm marching.
Wounded but I'm moving,
But I'm moving.
every step I
Taking pain is something I keep proving.
proving that the broken ones don't stop.
They just keep going.
I'm wounded but I'm marching, my strength keeps growing. Still marching after everything they said would make me fall. Wounded but I answered every single battle call. Call it someone greater than the pain I'm carrying daily. Every wounded step I take, he never once did fail me. Fail me in the midnight,
Feel me in the fire.
wounded but I'm marching and he keeps
Keeps taking me higher.
higher than the ceiling of the pain they thought would end me. Every wound became a weapon, nothing here could bend me. Bring me to the breaking point without him pulling through. Wounded but I'm marching, and I'm marching straight to you. The enemy don't sleep, so neither do I. The enemy don't sleep, so neither do I. War never sleeps, and neither does the enemy. Every second off your guard is an opportunity. Stay locked, stay covered, stay prayed up, stay ready. War never sleeps. Keep your weapons steady. 3 in the morning in the dark and still on patrol. Every quiet hour of the night is when they come for your soul. So unguarded is a territory open for invasion. Every sleeping soldier on the front line meets persuasion. Persuasion of a comfort that will cost you what you scary. Every warrior who dropped his watch just ended up buried in a season that a little prayer would've covered. Every dark assignment sent your way was planned and discovered in the hours when you thought the coast was clear. Every principality advances when you stop to fear. Fear of God, not fear of them, is what keeps you standing. Every watchman on the wall knows what the night is demanding. Full attention, full alertness, full devotion. Every present up in midnight ships the whole commotion in the atmosphere above your situation. War never sleeps, and neither does my intercession. War never sleeps, and neither does the enemy. Every second off your guard is an opportunity. Stay locked, stay covered, stay prayed up, stay ready. War never sleeps. Keep your weapons steady. Nehemiah built the wall with weapons in the other hand. Every worker on the wall knew how to fight and how to stand. Stand opposed when darkness sends its forces after midnight. Every wall worth building at a warrior in the half-light of a season where the enemy works double. Every unprotected hour is where they cause the trouble. Trouble in your marriage, trouble in your mind, trouble in your calling. Every unguarded moment is the moment they start crawling through the cracks. The prayer forgot to cover. Every sleeping watchman cost the city something. Brother on the wall, stay up. The enemy ain't resting. Every dark agenda moving forward while you're second guessing if the warfare is as real as what you're feeling. War never sleeps, and God is always on the ceiling of your life, watching every move they're making. War never sleeps, and God is never sleeping nor forsaken. He don't sleep, God is watching, He don't sleep, enemy is moving. Stay prayed up. War never sleeps. War never sleeps. Enemy is roaring like a lion on the prowl. Every unprotected soul becomes his target in the howl of a defeated foe who still believes he's winning. War never sleeps, and neither does the king I'm living in a coverage that the darkness can't penetrate. Every watchman who stays posted seals the enemy's fate of every dark assignment canceled at the altar. War never sleeps, but God will never faltering is watching, faltering is keeping. Every eye of God is open, He is never sleeping is the soldier who forgot who's on his six. War never sleeps, and God never quits. War never sleeps, and neither does the enemy. Every second off your guard is an opportunity. Stay locked, stay covered, stay prayed up, stay ready. War never sleeps. Keep your weapons steady. Still on the wall after every wave they sent against me. Every midnight on the posters made the morning more friendly. Friendly is the dawn that breaks for those who kept the watching. War never sleeps, but God was always blocking every arrow, blocking every scheme and every plan. Every watchman who stayed posted saw the victory firsthand of a God who never closed his eyes above me. War never sleeps, and neither does his love for me. Love that stands opposed when everything inside says rest. War never sleeps, and God don't sleep, and I'm still blessed to be watched over through the darkest of the hours. War never sleeps, but neither does his power. Everybody says suit up before you hit the field. Every veteran around me had an opinion on my shield. Shield a human strategy and armor built by men. Saul tried putting this protection on me. Tried it then I took it off and felt the freedom in the absence. Every giant needs a reminder of who governs every rinse. Ran to hills and valleys, every territory standing. David walked out unprotected, that was God's commanding something raw and unimpressive to the crowd. Every stone inside my pouch was wrapped inside a cloud of faith so thick the armor couldn't add to it. Every giant fell to someone nobody was glad to pick me last. They always did. Small chosen man. Modern giants wearing different faces, different names. Every Goliath of this generation plays the same games. Games of intimidation, standing tall and talking loud. Every uncircumcised giant always draws a crowd. Crowd that watches waiting for the underdog to crumble. Every smooth stone in my hand just keeps me staying humble. Humble not because I'm weak, because I know the source. Every giant that I face just got removed by force. Force, not my talent, not my training, not my status. Every worldly measurement they use just couldn't fathom how a shepherd boy could carry such authority. Every room I walked into, he was the majority of one. When every shows up to the battle, every sophisticated giant just a snake in a rattle. Rattle all you want, I loaded up my sling already. No armor needed, hey. My aim is always steady. 5 stones, only needed 1. Every giant never sinned against me, already done. Done before the battle, done before the shout. No armor needed, what are you even doubting? Doubt is just another giant standing in the valley. Every smooth stone that I carry is a heaven tally. Tally of the giants that the Father already finished. No armor needed, their power just diminished. At the name that's above every name. Every giant, every system, every scheme, every game. Game over, I walked in with nothing but the covenant. No armor needed, and that's always been the dominant. No armor needed when the Father's in the fight. Every giant in my way already lost tonight. Tonight before I even showed up to the battle. Every stone I carry makes the enemy rattle. Rattle with a fear they try to hide behind their sides. No armor needed, God already got the prize. Prize of every victory before the fight began. No armor needed. I'm just a chosen man, still walking in the valleys that the armor ones avoid. Every giant that they feared, I already destroyed. Not by my power, not my skill, not my resources. No armor needed, just the God who runs the courses. Courses of this life arranged for the unlikely chosen. Every giant still out there, better keep their eyes wide open. Open to the possibility, the shepherd's in the building. No armor needed, watch what faith keeps building. Building something giants never calculated facing. Every smooth stone in my hand already placing in a sling of faith and letting heaven name it. No armor needed, and I'm never once ashamed of walking light into the heaviest of battles. Every giant heard my God and dropped their swords and paddles. Battles of their arrogance, no armor ever mattered. No armor needed. Every Goliath left here shattered.
Soldier on my knees. Yeah. Soldier on my knees. That's where the power lives. Every prayer I send to heaven is the strength it gives. Knees on the ground, but I'm standing in the spirit. Soldier on my knees, and the enemy can hear it. Every gentle word worth his ring. Learn to bow before the battle. Every warrior you skipped a prayer came back broken like a rattle. Rattle of a life that fought in flesh and lost to warfare. Every knee that hits the ground and prayers going somewhere. Somewhere in the atmosphere before the enemy advances. Every intercession launched from here removes their chances. Chances of succeeding when the soldier prays consistent. Every dark assignment in my way gets more resistant. Resistant to the ground that prayer already covered. Every stronghold in my territory gets discovered and dismantled by the words I speak in secret. Every closet prayer becomes the weapon that completes it. Completes the armor that I wear into the battle. Every soldier on his knees makes principalities a rattle. Rattle in the spirit when the intercession rises. Soldier on my knees, and heaven always prizes. Soldier on my knees, that's where the power lives. Every prayer I send to heaven is the strength it gives. Knees on the ground, but I'm standing in the spirit. Soldier on my knees, and the enemy can hear it. Daniel hit the floor 3 times, regardless of the order. Every principality that tried to stop him at the border of a covenant that prayer long established. Every knee that bows before the king gets fully lavish with an authority the standing ones don't carry. Every soldier on his knees becomes the adversary to the darkness, to the schemes, to the agenda. Every prayer that hits the throne comes back with something distracted. Knees on the ground, standing in the wall. Knees on the ground, standing in the wall. Knees on the ground, standing in the wall. Soldier on my knees, that's what I was made for. Elijah prayed and shut the heaven, prayed and opened it again. Every soldier with a prayer like carries more than mortal men. Men of flesh and blood don't move the mountains that I'm moving. Every knee that hits the ground keeps heaven's gears keep grooving. Grooving to a rhythm of a life surrendered fully. Every prayer I breathe becomes a hammer swinging truly. Truly into every wall the enemy constructed. Every kneeling moment is a stronghold being destructed. Destructed from the inside out before I see the surface. Every soldier on his knees reminds hell of his purpose. Purpose of a warrior who learned a real weapon. Every standing victory was born inside an endless session. Session of an hour that changed the whole trajectory. Every soldier on his knees writes kingdom mystery. History of battles won before the armies marched. Soldier on my knees, that's where the victory starts. Soldier on my knees, that's where the power lives. Every prayer I send to heaven is the strength it gives. Knees on the ground, but I'm standing in the spirit. Soldier on my knees, and the enemy can hear it. Soldier on my knees, and the enemy can hear it. Soldier on my knees, and the enemy can hear it. The storm was loud, but his voice was louder. The storm was loud, but his voice was louder. Thought I hit the end of every road I ever traveled. Every single thing I built just came apart and unraveled. Unraveled at the seams when the pressure hit the maximum. Every prayer I sent to heaven felt like I was talking to a vacuum. Vacuum of a silence where I used to hear him clearly. Every night inside the storm just cost me something dearly. Dearly did I pay the price of seasons without answers. Every unanswered question spread inside me like a cancer. Cancer of a doubt that fed on everything uncertain. Every light I saw at the end just felt like another curtain. Curtain closing on the chapter I was sure was my finale. Thought it was the end of every road inside my valley. Valley deep and dark and cold and nothing on the horizon. Every voice around me had a different way of advising me to quit the fold and let the season take me. Thought it was the end, but God was in the back, still shaping. After the storm came the voice of God. Every broken place he spoken to against the odds. Eyes were saying finished, eyes were saying done. After the storm, he was still the one. Thought it was the end of the road, it wasn't. Thought the silence meant he left, it doesn't. Sky cleared up and I heard him say my name. After the storm, nothing was the same. Heaven spoke to Elijah when the wind tore through the mountain. Every earthquake, every fire, and then a still small fountain. Fountain of a whisper that was quieter than the chaos. Every storm will run its course until the voice of God replaces all the noise with something clear and full of purpose. Every storm I walked through, God was working underneath the surface. Surface of the suffering looked like nothing had a reason. Every storm was just a soil for a purpose in this season. Season of the breaking was a season of the making. Every tear the storm produced was something he was taking and translating into fuel for what was coming. Thought it was the end of the road, it was just the beginning. Running into everything he had prepared inside the silence. Every storm that shook my life was just a calculated alliance. Alliance of a process that was painful but was pointed. After the storm I heard a voice, and then I got anointed. After the storm, he spoke. After the storm, he spoke. He spoke. After the storm, he spoke. The sky broke open and I heard his voice. Thought it was the end of the road, but God was molding my heart in the cold. Cold of the storm was the fire of his hand, shaping a warrior out of broken sand. Sand of the storm left when it passed through. Every grain a reminder he was making something new. New version of a man that the cover couldn't build after the storm. The silence filled with a frequency that only broken ears can hear. After the storm, the voice of God becomes the most clear. Clear above the chaos, clear above the ruin. After the the storm, he was still the one. Thought it was the end of the road, it wasn't. Thought the silence meant he left, it doesn't. Sky cleared up and I heard him say my name. After the storm, nothing was the same. Still standing in the place the storm or show would bury me. Every word he spoke after the chaos carried clarity. Clarity that no amount of sunshine could have given. After the storm, the voice of God is what I'm living. Living for the moment when the chaos finally settles. Every storm just proves the strength of what I'm made of. Metals, forged in fire, forged in flood, forged in the breaking. After the storm, the voice of God, that's worth the waiting. Waiting through the midnight, waiting through the silence. After the storm, he spoke with purpose, not with violence. Violence of the storm was just a clearing of the clutter. After the storm, I heard him clear, not just a mutter of a maybe, but a word that had a weight to it. Every broken season of my life, he had a great plan to it. To it, all the pain, the storm, the silence had a reason. After the storm, the voice of God spoke life into my season.